It is a work in progress, 22-year-old Aisha's face and her life, imperfect and incomplete. But Aisha's nose became the world's business when her face graced the cover of Time magazine in 2010. Her nose and her ears were hacked off by her husband and her in-laws. She had been in a marriage born out of Taliban justice. As so often happens to young women in Afghanistan, she was handed over when she was 12 years old as blood money after her uncle was accused of murder. Aisha says that her in-laws physically and verbally abused her for 5 years. Too many Afghan women know this suffering. A recent poll ranked Afghanistan as the most dangerous place in the world to be a woman. Aisha dared to run away from the abuse. She was caught, though, and imprisoned, and then returned to her in-laws. And that's when they mutilated her face and left her for dead. But somehow she survived and found her way to help. She was brought to a NATO military base where she was treated.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
And then she was moved to a women's shelter in Kabul. 9 months later, her haunting image appeared, and now she was even more of a target for the Taliban, so she had to leave the country. A U.S. foundation agreed to bring her to California for a new face and a chance at a new life.
Are you in America? You're in America?
Yes.
Are you going to get your nose?
Yes.
But because of the years of trauma she had endured, she was deemed not ready to take on the additional burden of massive and difficult surgeries. And so she was moved across the country to New York, where a team of women began to give her some counseling, some life skills, and the education that she's never had, starting with her ABCs.
This was our first project that we did together. Sometimes we felt like we were with a 3-year-old, a 7-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 45-year-old, depending on what she was feeling at the moment and what she felt she needed to communicate.
Her behavior could be erratic. She could be having fun and, wanting to be social and talkative 1 minute and then locking the door and throwing the covers over her head another minute, and that her behavior was impulsive and very difficult at times.
Even though she made some progress in therapy, Aisha was still emotionally empty because what she needed, what she wanted most, was a family to call her own. And soon she met an Afghan family from Maryland, Mati, his wife Jamila, and daughter Mina.
What do you like here?
Mama Mati.
Aisha won them over and persuaded them to take her in. And now, for the first time in her life, she was choosing her own path. And she seemed happy.
She says, I like here because I'm going to the school. I put my purse like this. When she's bored, she's going to the playground. There is the swing, and she loves to swing.
After 7 months with this family, Aisha would have the first of many surgeries to start rebuilding her face.
I'm okay. I'm happy. My surgery. I'm not scared.
I'm pretty sure once she gets all her surgery, she'll have a lot of gastro.
This is Aisha after that first surgery. She would look worse before she would look better. And she had surgery after surgery after surgery.
خیلی می‌موری.
Aisha still has more surgery to go. After doctors finish her nose, they'll begin to reconstruct her ears. But to live in the United States and to be independent, she needs at least to learn how to read and write. As it stands, she's got the education level of a young child.
So she stays at home, she do her jewelry, then she watch movies or some series. This is her life now.
She's in her own world. She's going through these things, you know.
We talked with her about that after this process, you have to come back to your real life. It will be not so easy.
موری همیشه از تحصیلات ایزولی چیزی نداریم. دست جور رو بسیم، سطح جور رو بسیم.
On this swing, Aisha doesn't worry about her future, and she's soaring free right now. But how softly will she land? Christiane Amanpour, CNN, New York.